Senator Barrasso.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also want to just express my gratitude to you as well as to Senator Baucus for working with me and my staff in a bipartisan way in increasing the maintenance and backlog of our aging Indian irrigation projects. This amendment authorizes $35 million that has been adopted each year from 2014 to 2035 to address the critical deferred maintenance needs of these Indian irrigation projects. I first raised this issue when the legislation was first brought before the committee in 2012 and also earlier again this summer. There was a 2006 GAO study that concluded there are 16 irrigation projects that were initiated in the late 1800s and the early 1900s by the Department of Interior that were never completed and are not sustaining themselves. One of those projects where I've had a field hearing is on the Wind River Reservation in my home state of Wyoming. But many other irrigation systems are in states and members who sit on this committee: Washington State, Montana, Arizona, New Mexico, Idaho, Colorado, Nevada, Utah. And when these were first built, these Indian irrigation projects were intended to be a central component for the tribal economy. To this day, the projects still are very important. They're an important source of income and economic development. In Wyoming, about 2/3 of the Wind River project serves the two Wind River tribes or their allottees, and the remainder serves non-Indian irrigators. This Wind River project, like the 15 other Bureau of Indian Affairs Indian irrigation projects, is revenue generating and in theory is supposed to be self-sustaining. But the annual assessment that comes doesn't really cover the full cost of operations and of maintenance. The gap between theory and reality has existed for many years. It's resulted in a very significant accumulation of critical deferred maintenance. So the federal government's promise to Indian country to build and maintain these projects, which happened in the late 1800s, early 1900s, really does need to be fulfilled. I believe we owe it to these communities to follow through on our national commitment to ensure efficient and safe irrigation projects. Again, thanks to Chairman Wyden, to Senator Baucus, to Ranking Member Murkowski, and to their staffs for working with us in such a bipartisan way to develop the language. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.